How's everybody doing? Good afternoon, good evening to everybody in the United States of America. God bless my country of Mexico. God bless my city of Tijuana. God bless everybody in the United States. Share so we can start. Good evening to everybody. Wow, man. I am just so... My God, I'm so surprised right now. I'm watching some videos, and I want to put a video right now. Before I go, I want to say hi to everybody. It's 11:53 a.m. over here in Tijuana, Baja California. We're live over here. It's partly cloudy. It's cold over here for us. For people to live in Tijuana, it's cold. For people to live in the East Coast, they're gonna say, "Come on, man, that's not cold." In New York, over there in New York and Michigan and Cleveland, over there, when you get like 0 degrees. New England, all those parts that you guys are already accustomed to all that weather. Paso, it's cold as hell, man. But over here we get a little cold, and you get a little this drop breeze weather, and we start putting sweaters, jackets, and all this stuff. How's everybody doing? Good evening to everybody. God bless you guys. God bless every single one of you guys. Share so we can start. We're starting already. As the most amazing and disgraceful and shameful thing happened this morning, as Mexico has jumped into the #1 country with more violence, delinquency, homicides, insecure country in the world, people. Is the most insecure country in the world. Mexico is the most insecure country in the world right now. The statistics are that Mexico has more than 33,000 murders in the first year of AMLO being president. And not only that, the insecurity with women, insecurity with trafficking of children, kidnappings, and missing people, and all of this stuff that comes with all this socialist agenda, is the most insecure country right now, next to Brazil and next to Venezuela. Remember that the whole year I've been saying Mexico has, 4 cities on the top 5 for violence and delinquency, 5 in the top 10, and 15 on the top 50, making it the second most dangerous country with more cities in the world. Now Mexico has, jumped into the first place, as with AMLO also in terms of assassinations of women, has jumped from 3rd place in Latin America to 2nd place. And now Mexico is #1 in the world for violence and delinquency in the world, in homicides and killings. And also with homicides and killings to women, were more than 3,000 women assassinated on the first year of AMLO. AMLO lovers are going to say, why you didn't say nothing with the last president? Let him work. It's his first year of the 80 years that has been under another government. You're a sellout. What else? You're from PRIAN, that is a combination of the two other political parties. And all of this stuff, they're going to put a bunch of excuses that we already know. That is, a bunch of crap excuses. I'm sorry for the word, but it's just, it's amazing how these ideologies of them, they think that they're still working for our country, and it's just putting our country in a piece of dirt. So Mexico jumped into the first category, the first seat of more violent and delinquent country in the world, next to Brazil and next to Venezuela. Last year, before the ending of 2019, right now, and in 2018, it was Brazil, Venezuela, and Mexico, and then it changed to Venezuela, Brazil, and Mexico, and now it's Mexico, Brazil, and Venezuela. So it's constantly changing and it's oscillating in between those three seats. My God, man. It is amazing. It is amazing what is just so incredible about, our country going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and this three seats, and the most violent country in the world, also with trafficking of children, clandestine cemeteries. That is another one. We were number 5. We jumped to number 4 now, as I was looking and I was looking at this new stats. This is the new stats, people. Just for everybody to realize, we got still 4 cities on the top 5 for violence and delinquents. We got 5 on the top 10. It's exactly the same, and 15 on the top 50. We're exactly the same. There's a new stats that just came in. Also, we got, we're number 3 in violence, in terms of violence, domestic violence, and everything that comes to it. We're number 2 in assassination of women. We're number 3 in trafficking of children. We're number 1 in trafficking of drugs and cartels. We're number 3 in clandestine cemeteries. Sorry if I misplaced that number. We got more than 32 to 33,000 assassinations in this first year of AMLO. and in the cities that there are borders that I want to, talk to particular to this congresswoman that is from El Paso. First of all, let me present you, if you see this video, I'm Oscar Blue. I'm an independent reporter from Mexico. I'm not in the United States. I'm in Mexico. I live in Tijuana, Mexico. So I'm giving you all these stats so you will realize that there's a crisis at the border and you need a wall. That is the only thing that I need to tell you. There's a crisis in our borders and we need a wall. The United States needs a wall and Mexico needs one in the south door. And also, there's a lot of Mexicans that we appreciate the United States putting a wall. So this, all this massive disorder of migration, it keeps in order and there's no more violence and there's no more delinquents. So I'm just referring to you that in your state, in the state of Ciudad Juarez, that is the one that is the border with El Paso, I'm just going to give you some stats, Ms. Veronica Escobar. I'm just going to give you some stats. Juarez was not on the top 5 for violence and delinquency before AMLO. Juarez was in the top 10. Juarez is on the top 5 in the world for kidnapping and missing of women and killings of women. Juarez is the most dangerous city when it comes to kidnapping and missing women and killing of women. Also, in Juarez was registered 1,250 murders per year. Out of those 1,250 murders per year, 967 were related to cartel activity or ajuste de cuentas, like they say over here. That is adjustment of payment. You owe me, I will get you. You did something, I will get you. You opened your mouth, I will get you. You did this, I will get you. Those kind of murders. And it comes to trafficking of children, Juarez is on number 9 in the world for the border, for more insecure of trafficking of children. Number 9 in the world for trafficking of children, Juarez. In terms of this massive migration since the caravan started, for you, Ms. Veronica Escobar, Juarez is the number 3 out of the 6 states that come close together to the United States, that collide together with the United States, that they are borders with the United States. First one that it was affected by the caravan with more than 125,000 entrances was Arizona. Second was Tijuana with more than 112,000. And third was Juarez with more than 109,000. Then is Nuevo León. Then is Tamaulipas. And the last one is Ciudad Acuña, that is Coahuila. More than 109,000. More than 600 children, the last number that it was given by the Arizona Homeland Security Department, are reused as trafficked of children into the United States. What is reused? Reused is with an adult takes the children to claim the asylum. He uses the children to claim the asylum. And after that, the children gets sent back, the child gets sent back to his native country, that is Guatemala, Honduras, Salvador, whatever it is, the triangle of Central America. And children comes back again because they get paid off to claim the asylum. That is a strategy, that is a loophole that you must know. Your husband is an immigration judge. He must know about the loophole that the United States has, that everybody in Mexico knows. I would like to tell you something. There's lawyers over here from your country, Ms. Veronica, that they're working in Juarez from the ACLU, trying to tell how to cheat the loophole to immigrants and how to cross cheating to the United States. And tell them and coach them what to say to claim the asylum and not do things correctly to the front door. I will tell you, as a Mexican citizen, I'm not against, immigrants. I love that diversity of culture, and I love that diversity of races. I love it. I love it. There's no more beautiful thing than learning from other cultures and learning from other races and learning from other countries. It's beautiful. The thing that is incorrect is that you're trying to bring this globalist agenda to your side of the city. This globalist agenda that is the United Nations Pact, and you know what I'm talking about, that only 154 countries, they are in this United Nations Pact that is migrating without borders. Now, if you're trying to bring all the massive caravan of migrants, why don't you educate the people in El Paso, the authorities of El Paso, that as soon as they claim the asylum in the United States and they're not eligible to claim the asylum in the United States, why don't you send them from the United States to Canada? That is another country that has accepted migrants, and they are in the United Nations Pact. That is my question to you. Why don't you educate, people that they have another opportunity in another country, that they signed the Pact of Immigration. The United States did not sign the Pact of Immigration. It is unbelievable that you, as an Hispanic American, are you're becoming the voice of Hispanics. That you think that you're becoming the voice of Hispanics. And that you think that you're talking for Mexicans in Juarez. or for Mexicans in general, I will tell you one thing. You're not talking for me, and you're not talking for a lot of Mexicans that we are against this massive migration pact of immigration and this mass invasion that is happening to our country of Mexico. You're not talking to every single one of us, and you're not talking for us. And it is unbelievable that this information that you guys are giving, that you think that all this that is coming to our country is a profit to us. And I will ask you one question to you. I'm not a racist, I'm not a fascist, I'm not an anarchist, and I'm not whatever you guys called. I will tell you one, and I want to ask you one question. Give me one thing that the caravan has been positive to the country of Mexico. Just name me one thing that the caravan has done positive for Mexico. And give me one thing that the caravan has done positive for the United States. From all these are really, simple questions that I will ask you. And these are really simple questions when it comes to facts and numbers that more than 32,000 kids have been trafficked in the caravan since 2017. Police officers in Mexico have been violently hurt. Women have been raped, properties have been taken, and there's no organized migration. A lot of children have been trafficking of women, trafficking of drugs, trafficking of guns. It's clearly that the open border agenda, it doesn't work. It is not working in favor for Mexico. It is not working at all. And millions of Mexicans are against the International Pact of Immigration, thing that you are possibly talking about. Now, I want to put a little video that I was watching just for you to know, because you're not talking for all Mexicans. You're not talking for all Mexicans. Hay mexicanos que realmente estamos inconformes con esta agenda socialista. There are Mexicans that we are really against the socialist agenda and the open border agenda. And it's not bringing no increase of economy to our country. To our country has been minus 0.2 of increase on the first year of AMLO. So if you're talking about there's no crisis at the border, and you're talking about there's no violence at the border, and you're talking about there's nothing happening at the border and that you don't need a wall, explain to me why are you in the top 5 for violence and delinquency with collided with Juarez, El Paso with Juarez. El Paso is a borderline with Juarez, Ciudad Juarez. You should be concerned about what's happening in Mexico because it ricochets to what happens in El Paso, all the trafficking of drugs and trafficking of children. And Juarez should be concerned about all the open border agenda that is managed by the Democrat Party because it ricochets to Mexico, to Juarez. These are really important factors that you have to realize. That is not only about you just standing at a podium and saying, I want everybody to have a right. It's protecting the lives of the migrants, that you don't care. That you are in favor of them crossing through mountains, crossing through lakes, and crossing through deserts, and not doing the process correctly through the front door. Now, this is a clear example of the horrible information about, a lot of Americans that they think that the president of the United States, it clearly spoke for every single Mexican. This is a really funny video that I wanted to relate to you, and I want to express myself to you so you can clearly understand that not all of us, we agree with you, and not all of us, we're riding on the same boat that you are. Let's hear this video out, people. It is amazing. It is amazing how the bad information that is given. Clearly, the president of the United States put a wall to protect his own country, and put a wall because he knew what it was coming. The United Nations, all this globalist agenda, Soros, and all these things that we've been talking about for months. But these kind of people are the ones that they're not educated on what is happening in Mexico. And when you hear it through a Mexican and through a lot of Mexicans that they are, they are really against the politics of AMLO, they start to understand that not all of us, we are, in favor of all these Democrat agenda that they're trying to push it over here into our country. Now let us hear this video out that is really funny. It is a must-watch anti-Trump lunatic gets lost in his own logic. And it's two guys talking about basically what they think about, the wall and the migration issue. And I will stop a little bit on each one to explain, how I feel. Because this guy is clearly talking for all the Mexicans. And he's not Mexican. He's an African-American man that is talking about all Mexicans, how we all mad. And we're not mad. So this is the kind of bad information that is given out there that you guys need to understand. Look at this.
Regardless of who it is, because I want the country to succeed.
All right, let me put it like this. What if Donald Trump said he didn't want no people coming here from Spain? Would you still support him? Because he did say that about whole countries. He was like, I'm tired of people coming here from whole countries. But yet his wife is an immigrant. You know what I'm saying? So what is he really saying?
Let me go back to the speech. He did not say that he didn't want nobody to come into the country. The guy clearly goes off and says a little bit more further. Read the transcript. And first of all, he said that Mexico is not sending their best. And there's a lot of rapists and all this stuff that is going to come. He knows what is coming. And he knows what he's talking about. And we had it right here. And we know that not the majority of the caravan, not all the caravan are bad. We already know that. There's a lot of families suffering. There's a lot of people suffering. Yes, we understand if you qualify for the asylum, God bless you. But we have given you guys truth about information and facts and events where we have shown you how there's terrorists. There has been the MS-13s, MS-18s in the caravan. Mm-hmm. So this guy clearly, he doesn't know what he's talking about. So he's going on the hearsay. He told me, la, la, la. So let us just hear him a little bit more.
Isn't he telling people that they have the right to hate certain groups and not others? Why would you support a president like that?
I never heard, not even once, the president of the United States said that he hated somebody. I never heard nothing. But in their mind is that the president is implementing hate. But I never heard him once say the president hates this type of race. The president hates Mexicans, or the president hates Central America. I never heard him. But let us continue to hear this guy out.
President like that. A president that calls Mexicans rapists and murderers.
MS-13 gang members.
Why?
Mexico is not sending their best. When he says that, he's not talking about all of us. And I have said this to a lot of people, a lot of Mexicans like us. He was talking about bad people. Bad people, as I can tell you that the United States sometimes, the border from the border of the United States, they come. I have told you guys, there are people that they're wanted they have warrants for their arrest. They're running away from federal prisons, and they come over here to Mexico, and we don't even know who's coming in and out. And it's exactly the same as he's saying who's going in and out of his country. So he has the right to explain. First of all, when he said that, I already told you guys before that I was not, I was mad of his words. But you need to understand, after the caravan started happening, now you know what he was talking about. So he was two steps forward of the whole event, of what was going to happen later on when he was in office. So he knew what was going to happen. Let us hear him a little bit more.
Would you support somebody like that?
He didn't all Mexicans.
He did say all Mexicans.
Check the transcript. No, he didn't.
He never said all Mexicans. He never said all Mexicans. This is how these people, like this congresswoman that I'm talking about, this is how they manage the masses. Remember what I told you guys, victimization is the number one thing that is really important for the socialists, liberals, Democrats, all these people. Victimization is really important for them. You attack me, I victimize myself. You're not going to talk to me because I'm a woman, and I will talk about you. But if a man retaliates to a woman, I'm going to feel like a victim. Oh, he's attacking a woman, la, 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 la. So you fall into their game. You fall into their game. That is how they work. It is really important for us to know that victimization is the number one thing for all these people. They feel oppressed. They feel like, oh my God, he called me a racist. Oh my God, he's a fascist. Oh my God, he's a narcissist. Oh my God, that is not human. So victimization. He never said all Mexicans. Not sending their best. I'm going to tell you one thing. There's a lot of Mexicans in the United States that they're hard-working people. Hard-working people. That they're winning the dollar and they're sweating every single day the dollar. And they're making a great life in the United States of America. And they are great citizens in the United States of America. There's a lot of them. But there's a lot of them that we are not, doing good things in the United States of America. You can go to private prisons. Be honest with each other. Not be double standard. Let's go to private prisons. And then see who's the majority of the ones that there are in private prisons. As simple as that. So let's just stick to facts and numbers and not get our feelings hurt. And let's talk about the protecting of a country, protection of Mexico and protection of the United States. Let's take to facts and numbers. That's the only thing that I'm saying. And how statistics comes to a pretty important factor when it comes to this. Crossing irregularly to a country and how many of them they are in private prisons for irregular entry and re-entry and a lot of crimes also. You've been there, done that. So let's go to right here to more of this video.
But once he called that,
MS-13 gang members,
MS-13 gang members only come from El Salvador.
which are rapists and
He's
pedophiles.
talking about any immigrant coming over the border. He wants to build a wall. But
He's talking about every immigrant that comes through the border. He wants to build a wall. Let me ask this guy, and let me ask all these people. Before the wall, there was a fence. I believe that in your eyes, that one is also racist, right? There was a divisionary fence, that it was like 8 or 10 feet tall. I believe that is racist also, right? In my eyes, that is racist also. The wall that it was with Obama, the wall that it was with Bush, the wall that it was with Clinton, and then so and so and so and so. That is also racist, right? That there's a divisionary line. It should be a divisionary line. Why? Because there's the other territory, and all countries divide with a divisionary line. So I believe that your wall is not even different of the new wall. The new wall is tall, it's strong, and it's really different. It is really difficult to climb in, or it's really difficult to break into. So this is the kind of things that I'm telling you, people. This is the kind of bad information. This guy, you get a guy that is talking for all Mexicans, that is talking for all of us, You get a guy that is talking for all of us, and as soon as they see one of us, they're like, "Oh my God, I feel you, man. I feel you. I feel you." No, you don't feel me, man. You don't feel me. We don't want it either. We want our country to be great. We want our country to succeed. We want our country to get a great economy. And you get these kind of people that they are on the guilt card, the victimization card. Let's hear him out a little bit more.
His wife can come over here with no problem.
Do you think a wall is racist?
I think the wall is very racist.
A wall is very racist. Bill Clinton called a crisis when he was in office at the border. Obama called it a crisis when he was in office. Both of them called a crisis when they were in office. Both of them. The two of them. The two of them said there's a crisis at the border. And plus, I will tell you something. Obama said it worse. There's a speech of him, real famous, that he's talking about, and they got us, our military, and they want to send it over to protect people that they're coming and asking for help. Worst. So he knew Obama also wanted, security. He said it. There was a crisis at the border. So you got a president that, is addressing the problem now because there's a really crisis in the border. And you got lunatics like this one that they're not thinking about what the other president said, what the last president said, what the last president said. They're just going on their, on their idea that it is a racist wall because it's just a divisionary wall that is put up to protection. And these are the kind of people that are talking for us. You're not us. You're not us. It's like me talking for United States citizens. I can't say that. I can't, I'm not in that land. I don't live over there. I can't be, talking for Americans. I talk for people that live over here in my country. That's what I do it. And you're talking for us. That's a lot of people that they live in the United States. And, oh, Susan Brown, you're a troll. It's exactly the same thing. These kind of people, man. So what is the solution? Repeating over and over and over will not fix the problem. It's this kind of people. Let me just, get this person out because this person has been, instigating since the morning, and I'm just not going to tolerate this. Right here. So it is amazing how we get all these kind of people talking for us. All these kind of people talking for us. It is amazing. And they don't even live over here. They don't live over here. They don't live in our country. They haven't been through what we've been through. They haven't been through what we have been through in this process of what is going on with the wall and all this stuff. And you get a guy that it's come from nowhere. And it is amazing that, they get the authority to say, yeah, Mexicans are the ones that you're not talking for us. Let us hear him out a little bit more.
What about that wall right there? What about that wall right there?
The wall on the whole Atlantic coast.
What about the Great Wall of China? Is that racist?
The Great Wall of China was to keep the Mongols from invading.
What about the border fence on Mexico? Are they racist for doing that?
The border fence on Mexico.
On their southern border, is that racist?
I think it's their way of trying to please the United States, who is giving them money to.
Wow. What about the border fence in Mexico? And this guy is saying that the Mexicans are trying to please the United States. Look at this guy. Let's hear him out a little bit more.
Keep them from allowing They're people coming into our country.
So does that make them racist?
They support racist ideologies.
Oh my God. So I am racist right now. Me, in my own country, I am racist. I am racist in my own country because I support security of countries. I'm racist. Amazing. These are, I wanted to put this live video. I wanted to put this live video for everybody to hear out how other people talk for, all of us. How all these people talk for all of us. And they're not talking for all of us, people. There's a lot of Mexicans that we need our own security. And that our violence is getting so out of hand that this president that we have is not controlling it. And that we wish that there were people that they can take over and control it. So, it's not getting better. Mexico jumped from number 3 in the world to number 2 to number 1 right now. That is the most violent country in the world. Now, Tijuana has 2,640 murders in the first year of AMLO. And it is not getting better. There's people that are asking for solutions. I'm not the government. I'm not the Marines. I'm not the Navy. I'm not the president. I'm not a politician. I'm a reporter and I'm informing. So I can't give, solutions. The only solutions that I can tell you in my end that I think that it will be one of the best solutions for us Mexicans. I believe that it's time that over here in the border of Tijuana, we need to start opening our eyes and exposing all of this more. And every time there is a rally, and every time there is, a conference from a government official, we should go over there and we should expose all of these things that are happening in our city and in our country. It is undeniable and is inevitable that the president is going to change their mind. Our president, Mexican president, is going to change their mind. So, this video is probably, it's practically just to address a few things. First of all, to tell you guys that Mexico now is the #1 country in the world for violence and delinquency. Juarez has jumped to and stays on number 5. And, addressing numbers and facts about how, some Democrat congresswomen are saying to everybody that there's no crisis at the border, that there's none. There's no crisis at the border. And also to relate about how other people from other countries talk of, regarding Mexicans with authority, that they're saying, you know what, this is what is happening to Mexicans now. This is how Mexicans think. You don't say what we think. We are over here. You're not over here. We know what is happening. And we know the situation of cartel activity that we have. You don't live over here. You don't live over here. You don't know the situations that real Mexicans that live in the border, what are the situations and crises that we're having? So, that is that. How's everybody doing? Good evening, good afternoon to everybody. Questions that everybody wants to ask, I didn't block nobody. For people that are asking if I blocked this person, I didn't block her. Is right there. I didn't block nobody. But, you know, I know certain people because of their certain language. How's everybody doing? Good evening to everybody. Whoever wants to ask a question, I'm right here. Go ahead. And I'm all for your questions. It's 12:31 over here, West Coast time at Tijuana, Mexico. Hi to Veronica Damme. Hi, Oscar from Albuquerque, New Mexico. How you doing? Terry Ward says, people keep sharing Oscar's feed with your Democratic friends. Most of them just keep voting that way because it's that way that it always has been. Well, yeah, there's a lot of people that you can't change their minds. That's the difference, you know, with all these things that are happening. It's the difference. You know, that is the problem. So, questions, everybody that wants to ask. Hashtag almost there. Thank you so much. Yeah. Hashtag almost there. Thank you so much. Thank you. Almost there is it is happening, and I'm not gonna say that much. But God bless you. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Ramon Peña, what is your opinion? Let me get my glasses, Ramon. Oscar, what is your opinion about the military option offered a few months ago? What is the option, Ramon? What is the option, and what option are you talking about? I don't know which option you're referring to. Hay lugares en Tijuana que ahora tú no puedes andar porque están muy peligrosos. Are there places that you don't go anymore in Tijuana because they are dangerous? You know, Tijuana is always going to be dangerous. It doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter where do you go. But if you know the city and if you know how to get around it, it is, for us, it's kind of, it's getting, you know, it's getting normal. For us, it's really normal what is happening. For a lot of people that they're watching, for a lot of people are saying like, oh my God, no, this is not normal. You know, this is horrible. But for us, is getting, you know, it's pretty normal. That is, we're getting accustomed to all of this. And this is the bad thing about it. This is the bad thing about it, because when you get accustomed to all of this, it is, you know, it is a really difficult thing to change in the long run, because people start getting accustomed to seeing bodies getting chopped up, to seeing heads getting chopped up, to seeing, you know, cartel activity that is happening in our city. So it's just normal. Let me just read right here another one. Okay. I think they wanted to bring military to combat cartels. I'm not 100% sorry. I thought you might know more. Yes, I know about that, but you didn't explain. You didn't explain about that, Ramon. Yes, I know everything you're talking about, but you didn't elaborate the question well. What do I think about the military coming over here? I don't think that is the good option. I don't think that Mexico needs another military to come to our country. I think that the United States can pressure through other routes. And I think that the route that it needs to be addressed, probably one option will be the closing of the border randomly. So the borders, you know, can clearly know that it's affecting the violence and delinquents and through the other side. It will affect economically, but this is the priority right here. Are you for the priority of money, or are you for the priority of safety? Immediately, when Mexico starts seeing that it's a serious subject and it's a serious topic, they will do something about it. It's exactly as what they did with the tariff. When Mexico started seeing that, the President Trump tried to apply the tariff, immediately, AMLO started working, and it started putting the National Guard, and it started, the caravan started decreasing and started getting dismantled. Why? Because of the tariff. Now, we need to understand that to bring another government in our land and to bring another military in our land is incorrect. It goes against Constitution of Mexico. It goes against, federal laws. And there's a lot of processes that need to happen. Now, we need help. Yes, we need help, but it's not supposed to, in other ways it can be for us to be pressured and for the government to be pressured. We have a capable military in our country. The only thing is there's a lot of corruption. That is the problem. There's a lot of corruption in our country. And because there's a lot of corruption, we cannot compete. We cannot succeed. We cannot move forward as a normal, typical citizen. It doesn't even matter if we're talking about security issues. We're talking about when you go to a job and you try to apply and you go into this company and you need to grow and there's no growth. Why? Because, there's corruption in all places, in every part. Corruption in Mexico is a thing that is a normal, typical thing that you eat for breakfast, for dinner, for lunch, for everything. So corruption in Mexico is really difficult to get rid of. But to bring another government, I don't think that it should be the answer. I think that the United States is really intelligent to pressure another government through other routes, and hit them in the pockets is one of the ways that I think that is really important for our government to start learning that there needs to be other solutions for insecurity. More than 32,000 murders in 1 year. Ask yourself a question. There is a problem in security in Mexico. Yes, there is. But when is it going to get controlled? As soon as somebody else, does something that increases taxes, and probably companies are going to leave from Mexico and go to the United States. Don't go anywhere. Let me figure out a way to control this. So that needs to happen. Adjustments like that need to happen. Does your media suppress real news like ours does here? Yes, a lot. Telemundo, TV Azteca, Televisa, Univision, 4 of them. And a matter of fact, I was listening the other day. It was yesterday I was listening, and I was having lunch with family, and I was listening to Univision in the back. And I was just, I didn't want to have lunch anymore. It's that disgusting. Really, it is. That they flip all the thing around and make it look like, oh my God, we are racist. All Mexicans are racist. And it's just unbelievable that nowadays, nobody can defend their own country or stand for their country. It is racist. Now that to be a patriot, it is racist now. So I was really, really disgusted by something that I was listening yesterday in Univision around 6 something in the evening. And, it's just, that's why I don't listen to Univision, TV Azteca, Televisa, or Telemundo. Those 4 are the worst. That's why Loret left Televisa. That is exactly why. If Nicole Bostic says, if Mexico citizens had to right to own firearms, do you think Mexico will be different as far as cartel corruption goes? I don't think so. The thing is that Mexican culture is one thing that is why they had treated us as a third world class country. We don't know how to control our weapons. If you have seen, there's too much liberty for us. When Article 10 of the Constitution of Mexico talks about Mexicans can own guns. They can own guns, but they have to go through a certain department first to give them authority of the gun and which gun you can own. That is Sedena. Now, when you go to Sedena, Sedena is going to tell you you can only use your gun in this perimeter. You cannot take him out. You cannot move it here. You cannot. Where do you live? You live close to a school. They do a whole study on you. So now, let's go to normal, typical videos and normal, typical activity when people over here in our culture, they own a gun. You know, they can start firing out of your home, just celebrating a birthday. They can do all this kind of, you know, stupidity when it comes to a gun. So I think that our culture has to change a lot for us to get liberty and for us to get, you know, certain privileges that you know comes with owning a gun, and you know try to you know and hold a gun in a you know and carry a gun to whatever place that we want to go. It comes to a lot of things. It comes with a lot of things. So that is, you know, that is probably why they don't let us carry a gun outside in the streets. You know, that is probably why, you know, there's a lot of, you know, security factors that it comes with owning a gun and carrying a gun outside in the open. And a lot of it has to do with the cartel activity that we have in our country. And a lot has to do with all the violence that is going to increase because people are owning guns. So it has to come with, you know, security getting better and implementing rules and laws and implementing more security factors. And, you know, it's a whole different ballgame. It's a different country. That is what it is. Different country, different culture, and different ways of living. That is really different than the United States of America. It's really different than over here. Let me see another comment right here. No te enojes, Blue. A veces uno pregunta cosas inconvenientes porque no sabe, no lo tomes a personal todo el tiempo. No, definitivamente no. Susan Brown, estuviste en el live feed de la mañana, nunca te he visto, eres nueva, eres un perfil que no es un perfil que tiene fotos, que tiene esto, que tiene el otro. Te tomo en cuenta, te tomo tu opinión, pero simple y sencillamente en la mañana me corregiste de algo que no tenías que haber corregido, ¿no? Pues, es tu libertad de expresión, tú puedes hacer lo que tú quieras, pero si yo veo que de alguna manera estás instigando o algo así, sí, yo tomo la libertad porque es mi página, porque yo la manejo, porque yo tengo autoridad sobre ella, porque yo mando sobre mi página, porque yo mando sobre mi persona, porque yo sé hasta dónde las personas pueden llegar y hasta dónde no, y la que no le guste pues se puede ir, y el que se guste se puede quedar. Así es que simple y sencillamente tomo tu comentario, lo agradezco, lo digiero, lo analizo, y si me parece, me parece, y si no me parece, no me parece. Simplemente te estoy dando tu opinión, te estoy dando tu tiempo, y no lo tomo personal, créeme lo que no lo tomo personal. Si lo hubiera tomado personal ya estuvieras bloqueada, no para nada. En la mañana estuviste, hiciste comentarios también, dije, déjala, ahora también estás haciendo lo mismo, déjalo, veremos cómo se comporta la gente, ¿no? En el transcurso del tiempo, y ya nos damos cuenta qué tipo de persona eres y cómo te gusta comentar y cómo te gusta estar en los feeds. Es que no te preocupes, todo bien. Son los mismos comentarios, básicamente repites lo mismo, estás diciendo lo mismo, estás constantemente repitiendo lo mismo. Gracias a Dios, mira, todo lo que hemos estado repitiendo, ya vamos casi a los 18,000 seguidores. Nuestra página crece incrementablemente, a lo mejor a veces despacio, a lo mejor rápido, pero crece porque nosotros nos dedicamos a trabajar, no nos dedicamos a hacer escándalos y andar gritando y andar haciendo puros escándalos, no, nosotros nos dedicamos a trabajar y a dar información creíble. Nuestra credibilidad no la hemos ganado a puro puño y esfuerzo, y gracias a Dios a eso se nos van a dar unas oportunidades muy importantes en el 2020 que van a dejar a mucha gente callada. Un abrazo, Susan. Another question. Answer, please. Why did Andrés Manuel López Obrador do nothing in Sinaloa after many died to the Sinaloa cartel? Ignacio Parra. ¿Cómo estás, Nacho? Me pones entre la espada y la pared porque tú sabes que esos temas son bien fuertes. You put me between the wall right there because those subjects are, you know, really difficult to talk about. They're really difficult to talk about, and you already know why. But I will tell you the number one reason why. And as you know, there are arrangements with our government there are always arrangements with our government. And those kind of arrangements, they lead to liberty and they lead to for you to do as much as you want in our country. Also, there's a law that is called the amnesty law for prisoners. That a lot of prisoners are going to be, set free in our country with this amnesty law. And this amnesty law was made and built, and a lot of politicians and a lot of journalists have analyzed that this law was made for organized crime to get the liberty to be serving time, but in the meantime they can apply for the amnesty law and then leave. So as you know, and as you are living in Mexico, you can understand that every president has always have arrangements with organized crime. So what can I tell you? It is an arrangement. We already know that. Hey, Blue, you need a haircut. No, I'm not letting my hair. No, man, I'm not cutting my hair. I'm letting it grow. I'm letting it grow for a little bit. Questions, everybody? One more questions? I hope that I answer your question, Ignacio. But you know that your question, it opens up to, oh my God, all types of, all types of ideas. That's not for people that have no rights to defend themselves against criminals and government. Yes. Questions, everybody, before I go? He skipped my question. Go ahead, Terry. And I got 5 minutes more to go, and I will answer your question. Go ahead. A ti, Ignacio, saludos y gracias por estar en la página. Espero que te guste y espero sigas aquí. Five minutes of questions, people, for everybody that wants to ask. Okay. Oh, wow. No, that's... What kind of question is that? I will not answer it. All right, people. Which news network would you say tells the truth? It depends. What country you're talking about? We're talking about the United States, or you're talking about Mexico? Which country you're talking about? Patricia Craig says, do you agree that in a year the United States will be #1 dangerous country in the world? The United States will be the #1 dangerous country in the world? I don't think so. No, the United States is far away from that. What is your thoughts on this impeachment circus? Okay, let me answer this first question. Carlos Esquer says, Mexico, which social media, mainstream media is reliable in Mexico? I think that it's time for us to be watching independent reporting and independent journalists, Carlos. I think that it's time for you to be watching Carlos López de Mola, Ferris de Con, all these independent journalists that they have left mainstream media. The #1 reason why, because they tell them what to say and what not to say. So it's time for us to be searching real news on the internet that I believe that is the better, option for you. Mexico doesn't have real news on mainstream media. It does not, and it will never happen. Okay, let me answer another question right here. What is your thoughts on the impeachment circus? I've been watching a little bit. They're doing a lot of efforts, but when it comes to the Senate, it's all going to be over. They can start, making a party on this Congress stuff. They can celebrate and do whatever they want. They can, even, pop bottles of champagne and enjoy, this guy Shifty and this guy Nadler, or whatever his name is. They can do whatever as much as they want, and Pelosi and all these people. They can celebrate and do as much as they want. Yeah, we're winning. Yeah, we're winning. But when it comes to, the next step, that is the Senate, is not going to go past that. The Senate is all of them, or the majority of them, are Republican. So they're going to vote, against whatever Congress is saying. So, celebrate, do whatever, do your own circus. The president of the United States is concentrated on his own thing, is concentrated on working, is concentrated on doing this. Sorry, I got a couple of basset hounds right here in the house. But, this is, is not going to be going past the Senate. That is the thing that I will actually, that's the number one thing that I think that is going to happen. Okay, everybody. God bless everybody. Hashtag almost there is on effect. Hashtag almost there is active and effectively going. And also hashtag I can't wait, man. I can't wait for that day, man. I can't wait. It is, I'm not going to say more, but it's inevitable. And it is inevitable, and it's going to happen. So thank you so much. I will have time, and I will, and when that day comes, I will have, a whole day to talk to you guys on a different place. And it's going to be beautiful. Thank you so much. God bless you all. We will see each other later on tomorrow, probably, or later on tonight. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, every single one of you. And always remember to follow my partner, Conservative Anthony. Where is it? Right here. Follow my partner, Conservative Anthony, as he's running for Congress in District 16 of El Paso. He's the solution, man. He's the truth. And, thank you so much. God bless you. Always remember, people, peace and love, everybody. Because always, your country is first. Almost there.